Welcome back to X Movies. Today, I will be going to explain drama from 2019 titled Joker. The movies begin with the city there lived a man named Arthur Fleck who used to live with his mother. He loved comedy, and he wanted to become a great comedian one day. Arthur Fleck works as a clown for hire for a company called Ha Ha's. He attempts with severe depression individually, but finds some form of optimism in performing for others and trying to make people laugh. He is on the road for advertising a store by dancing and waving a sign around. Some mischievous boys appear there and snatch the signboard, forcing Arthur to chase them into an alley to get back his signboard. They hit the sign against his face, and then they also beat Arthur too much while he's down. He directly moves to his employer to get his money from the advertisement company, but his employer scolds him unusually. He says, "I will also not pay your wages," and told him to bring back the signboard. Arthur wants to say that some boys hit him, as well as break his signboard, but he is unable to speak because of low confidence. He leaves from there without saying anything. Arthur came to his house. He begins to dance. It is observed here that he is physically weak. The next day, Arthur tells about those kids, meeting with his coworker Randall. His coworkers say to him, "It happened wrong. You should have had to care for yourself." He asks him to keep the gun. Arthur refuses to take it, but that man forcefully hands him a gun. On the bus he rides home, there is a kid sitting in front of him. He tries to make him laugh. Then that boy begins to laugh loudly, but his mother tells Arthur to leave him alone. Arthur begins to laugh hysterically and uncontrollably. Sitting on a bus, he gives a card to that lady that explains a mental condition that causes him to laugh. The city is struggling with crime, unemployment, and poverty. Arthur visits a social worker for his medication, as well as his ongoing mental health issues. He visits his psychiatrist and she says to him everyone is struggling, looking for work, and also asked what he was writing. He shows his diary to the doctor, in which he writes, "I just hope my death makes more sense than my life." Arthur returns home to a high-rise apartment project, where he lives with his ailing mother, Penny. After dinner, they sit and watch a TV talk show with host Murray Franklin. His mother asks him, "Have you received any letter sent by Thomas?" Arthur responds, "No, not even today." The next day, when he was returning home, he saw a lady Sophie with her daughter on the lift. Arthur gets attracted by seeing her. When he reached his home, his mother again asks about the letter. Arthur says, "Why would that rich man care for us?" But his mother replied, "He will definitely help us because he is a good person." On the next day, Sophie goes out. Arthur starts to follow her because he has been attracted to her. And at night, Sophie comes to meet him and tell him that today you were following me. Arthur replies, "Yes, I liked you." That girl begins to laugh at it. They soon develop a friendship bond for each other. Arthur again receives an opportunity for a comedian job from a children's hospital. After this, Arthur goes to a children's hospital as a joker. And while he's laughing, dancing at the kids, the gun falls out of his pocket, which is seen by the child and the hospital staff. After this, when Arthur calls his boss, he scolds Arthur a lot. He says, "Why did you go to the hospital with guns in front of the kids?" Arthur tells to save his job that it was a part of my act. His boss says, "What kind of joker are you who acts in front of kids by showing a gun?" Also, he says that your coworker Randall told me that you bought a gun from him last week. In fact, the man who worked with Arthur had forced him to take a gun, but coworker Randall had lied to the boss that Arthur bought that gun from him, so he is fired. Arthur, in grief and frustration, leaves form there in the Joker's getup. And when he is on the train, there are 3 boys teasing a girl. Arthur gets very angry seeing them, so he starts laughing out loud, because he cannot present his emotions properly. The girl who is sitting there gets up from there and leaves. And after that, the 3 boys come to Arthur. They say, "We didn't tell any joke." Arthur tries to convince them that I have a mental problem, but they don't want to listen to him. so he starts beating Arthur in a bad way. And this is the moment when Arthur's patience is broken. With the gun, he shoots 2 boys, and the 3rd boy tries to run away after the train stops. But Arthur follows him and kills her too. After killing these 3, Arthur's mind becomes completely numb. He runs to a public washroom, where he starts dancing. That he is completely lost in the world of his delusion. Arthur, whose heart is as innocent as a child, who can never harm anyone, who is struggling with his illness. The city of Gotham and the crime here has made him a criminal today. Arthur goes from here to his neighbor named Sophie, who is a single mother, whom he likes, and she talks to him well. And now he also gets physically close to her. The next day, the city's mayor Thomas Wayne is interviewed on TV, and he is asked about the 3 murders that Arthur committed. Because all 3 of them worked in Thomas Wayne's company, Thomas says he was a wonderful person. A strange wave has arisen in Gotham City, in which all the poor people have turned against the rich. That's why many people of Gotham City are supporting the Joker, who did 3 murders instead of condemning him. The next day, Arthur goes to meet his psychiatrist, which tells him that the government has completely stopped funding our work, so this is our last meeting. The people here, the government has no need for people like you, nor do people like me. This hurts Arthur because he will no longer be able to get the medicine for his brain. Arthur goes from here to a stand-up comedy show, where his neighbor Sophie also comes to watch the show. Due to tension, Arthur starts laughing here, which he cannot control, and his entire show gets spoiled. Arthur goes out with Sophie, only then sees the news in the newspaper where the Joker is being praised all over. Sophie tells Arthur that whatever Joker did was absolutely right. All 3 were bastards. But there are several thousand left in this Gotham City like those 3. Here Arthur sees that people have now started wearing a Joker's mask, which is kind of a clear sign that people are supporting Joker. After this, Arthur comes home. He sees that his mom has kept some letters on the table to post, and one of these letters is also for the mayor of this city, Thomas Wayne. Arthur hides from his mom and starts reading the letter, from which he learns that his mom and Thomas Wayne once had an affair. She used to work in his company, and Arthur is his illegitimate son. Arthur's mom tells him that when I used to work in his house, we used to love each other. But they come from very high strata of the society, and we are from very low strata. So our union is completely impossible. We both parted. I have never told this to anyone because what do people say about us? Arthur understands this and goes to Thomas Wayne's house to meet him, where he meets Bruce Wayne, the son of Thomas Wayne. Arthur makes Bruce laugh like a joker, plays with him, but then here comes his butler Alfred, who tells Arthur to stay away from Bruce Wayne. Arthur says that I am the son of Penny Fleck, who once used to work here. I know what was between him and Thomas Wayne. I am his son. Hearing this, Alfred gets angry. He says your mother's mental condition was not good. It was all an illusion in her mind. She used to think about anything with her mind. The thought that convinced his mind that Thomas Wayne loved him. Arthur gets angry hearing all this. He grabs Alfred's throat. But the very next moment, he leaves him and runs away from that place. When he comes home, he sees that there is an ambulance at his house. Actually, his mom has had a heart attack. He goes to the hospital with his mom, and when he is sitting outside the hospital, 2 policemen come there. He interrogates Arthur about the 3 murders on the train, which is done by the Joker. Arthur flatly refuses. He says, I don't know anything about this. Arthur learns here that the policeman asked the same question to his mother, due to which he had a heart attack. Arthur gets angry here and goes inside the hospital, where his neighbor Sophie also comes to see his mom. That's when a famous talk show comes on TV, which is hosted by Franklin, a popular comedian. The one whom Arthur likes since childhood is his big fan. Here Franklin shows the chips of Arthur's show, in which he could not perform well. He was laughing, and he makes fun of Arthur. Arthur feels sad to see this. He doesn't like seeing this at all. When Arthur goes out, he sees that the situation in the city is very bad. The section of Gotham City that is below the poverty line, they are against Thomas Wayne and the rich like him. And all these people have warned the Jokers get up here because they are supporting the Joker. Everyone is very much impressed by the way the Joker killed 3 rich people on the train. Arthur goes inside a private theater where he meets Thomas Wayne. He tells them that he is their son. His mom's name is Penny, who once worked for you. Thomas Wayne tells him that his mom's mental condition was not good. The love story between me and her is just a delusion that is created in her mind. If you want to know the whole truth, then go to the hospital where she was being treated. Arthur does not want to know the truth. He says, I don't want anything from you, just want to hug you, I want your love. Thomas Wayne becomes angry, and he hit him with a punch in his nose and leaves. And now Arthur goes to the hospital to know the whole truth, where his mother's mental treatment was done. From there, he steals his mom's file, revealing that his mom's mental state was not good. She also had a boyfriend who used to torture her mom a lot. He was later arrested by police and died in jail. At the same time, he also learns that his mother had adopted him. His mother's mental condition was not good. That's why she used to torture Arthur a lot in his childhood. Arthur was once found in a very serious condition by the police. He was tied up. He had bruises all over his body and a severe head injury. After knowing all this, Arthur breaks down completely. In grief and trouble, he goes to his neighbor Sophie, whom he loves. Sophie is completely shocked to see him inside her house. She asks, "What are you doing inside my house?" Here we know that Sophie never met Arthur. She never loved him. It was all delusion of Arthur's created by his brain. He had met with Sophie and she loved him. Sophie kicks him out of her house and now Arthur is completely broken. His mental state becomes completely worse. He goes to the hospital and kills his mom's Penny by pressing his face with a pillow. After that, he returns home. The next morning, it is shown that Arthur is getting ready. Actually, today, he has to go to that live talk show where last time Franklin made people laugh by showing his clips. That show became very famous. That's why Arthur himself has been invited today. Now that he is getting ready, 2 people came to meet Arthur who works together. One of them is also the one who gave the gun to Arthur and later lied to the boss that Arthur has bought the gun from him. Arthur kills that man, but he leaves another partner, and he says that you always talk to me well. Arthur is now completely in the Joker's getup, and he is dancing and singing and walking down the stairs. Just then, 2 cops come upstairs, who had also come earlier to investigate him. They ask him to stop, but he runs away. Those 2 cops follow him. Arthur now goes inside the train where the policemen also come. But the policemen see that all the passengers inside the train have worn the Joker's getup, because there is a protest going on in the city. Everyone follows the Joker, so everyone is wearing a Joker's mask. Seeing the opportunity, Arthur leaves from here and arrives at Franklin's show. He tells her to introduce me in the name of a Joker. This is what happens after the show starts. Arthur introduces himself as a Joker. He dances, sings, makes people laugh, but after this, he told that the 3 murders that happened inside the train in the subway were done by me. If in that place, I would have been murdered there, no one would have even talked about it. Today, those 3 murderers are being talked about because they used to come from the upper classes. He used to work in Thomas Wayne's company. Thomas came on TV and said about him, so today it has become an issue. And you 2 are one of those people. You made fun of me by playing my clip on the last show. And when the show became a hit, you invited me here for your own benefit. Franklin blames Arthur. He says riots are happening in the city because of you. 3 people died. 2 cops were beaten up very badly in the subway. He is in the ICU. Arthur says you don't know when a person who is mentally ill. Society completely rejects him, leaves him, makes fun of him. How does he feel? Franklin gets very angry at Arthur's words. He says, "Call the police." Arthur kills him by shooting him in the head. After this, Arthur is being arrested by a police car takes him with the car. But then the Protestants who follow the Joker end up hitting a police car with an ambulance. Due to this, the police car overturns. They take Arthur out. And after this, Arthur stands on top of the car and dances with his Joker manner, and everyone standing below is pressing him. That means the Joker has now become the hero of Gotham City. They're Gotham City, where riots are going on all around. In that environment, however, Thomas Wayne wants to reach his home by any means with his wife and his son Bruce. Just then, one protester comes in front of them and shoots Thomas Wayne and his wife. Both of them die, and Bruce Wayne becomes orphaned. In the end, we are shown that Arthur is laughing out loud. He is in a mental hospital. In front of him is his psychiatrist. She asks Arthur, "Why are you laughing?" Arthur says, "I remembered a joke, but you will not understand it." Then Arthur is shown walking out of the hospital with blood on his footprint, and the movie ends here.